this side and drive on this side.
North one.
South Central.
South Central?
South Central Milwaukee.
Compton's in Chicago.
Compton is in LA.
You are right. What's the Chicago?
What's it up? Further down.
Well, now
Now you're all bright. We're all bright.
it's actually
Stop now.
now it's too dark over here.
Get out of here.
That's good.
You said so, but get out of
Except Owen's washed out, but that's all right.
My face is white too.
Yes. We got chairs in the back. Anything that we see in there.
What's
Yeah,
I think there's some chairs. So pull that one chair over.
Like that.
Monty, sit.
Right.
Not run.
Yeah, that looks better.
Yeah, look, one dog.
Ew.
So we'll do the horns and then Ronan will do this. And we'll just instantly shut it off. And he'll do an introduction that he'll come up out of his ass. Hi, I'm Rory in Ashdown, and this is the House of the Iron Ditcher.
My name is Ogren Greygem, and this is Jackass.
Somebody grab a stool and pull it up.
Me and Ronan will just like whip it out.
You're gonna whip it out? You're gonna whip it out?
Everyone just shreds out their clothes.
Woo!
Oh, God! Enough! Welcome to another Tavern Talk with the House of the Iron Ring. Woo! To speak first, our tenant. Good evening and good morrow. We bring to you this Tavern Talk of epic proportions, mainly because we're all here. Tonight, we'll talk about foolishness and more foolishness, camaraderie, and some changes we're proposing for the LarpCraft Myths and Legends system. Does that sound like a good episode to you? I know it's
Yeah, I'd say so.
It is appealing. Tell us more about this. First, let us do some introductions. I am Lieutenant Aeolos, the human paladin of the Inland Waters colony. I am Rory in Ashdown of the Ionan colony of Stranger. Sage?
Oh, sorry. I was napping. Odin Blue Moon from the Inland Waters Colony. I'm an elf mage. I am Buggy Gamgee, elf.
Man,
And an elf ranger from Dingo.
I think you need another ale bucket. Silence!
I am Ogren Greygem, Dwarf Paladin. I own in colony, even though it's a fiddler on my profile.
And I am Kylar Luck, human rogue of the Inland Waters colony.
And as everyone knows, I am Ronan McFinley.
Sexy man.
showing, we're about to embark on our first ever LarpCraft World Games and Regional Women's of Escar 4-day extravaganza.
Yeah.
We have been greeted kindly to 2-day events at the Woodlands of Escar. And it has been a change for most of us. How many pints have you had? None. That's the problem.
Human or 5?
We have experienced much in-game trifles. We have standards marking territory. We have many conflicts between characters and fewer monsters and riffraff that do not have profiles. And this has come to us as a shock to a lot of players. We have gathered a great amount of players that are getting better at role play and seizing.
Yes, we have been very, very grateful to have the realm that we have that is allowing us to use it on multiple day events.
It has been a shock to the Inland Waters Colony that for 5 years we have searched for such a location and we have finally found it.
Nothing to see
Or do.
no, that's later.
Oh, very well. Anybody want to talk about their experiences with the multi-day games?
I have one thing to say and one thing only. You're wearing a span skirt like I am, also known as a kilt. Bug spray, first off. Secondly, thicker socks. And or possibly thigh highs instead of knee highs. Those weeds like to fight.
And you definitely want to wear underpants.
Obviously, do not go without the underpants.
You may be evicted from the game.
I always wear my underpants.
Showing genitals to youth is a felony.
It may get you some jail time, if not a hefty fine.
So don't do that.
Or if it's the middle of the night.
You were greeted by the beast Zelda, who walked in front of here, give us her presents, and now she digs holes. Overall, I believe the Woodlands games have been going quite well. Each of the colonies have been bringing in many props to aid in the different territories that folks have been claiming.
I would like to say something.
You would.
I have noticed that over the multi-day events, people are able to really get into character more than, say, just your typical day-long event. I believe that the added time allows people to express themselves as their character a lot better and to be able to portray that character throughout the realm and over the amount of time that has been given.
You can also add to that. It also gives them time to accumulate to the essentially the nervousness or the coming to a realm and not exactly being comfortable. It allows them to accumulate and then it shows their character's
True colors shining through.
Sparkle, 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 sparkle.
Says the man in the kilt.
I like my kilt.
Very
Breathe.
easy.
I find them more tiring. 3-day events.
Yeah.
They are.
Rain.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially with rain. Lots and lots of rain.
Both sides.
Always the rain and always the fun.
Yeah.
Rain makes
Lots-
it muddy.
If you
Rain
ever
does make it muddy.
come to the woodlands, there's lots of bug repellent.
Yes.
And I don't mean that wimpy family stuff. Bring the 40% neat or if not the illegal stuff. night stained again.
And then bathe before you go to bed because you're right this time.
That was bug spray.
Then by the end of the event, wonder why you have a headache for absorbing so much bug repellent. We're talking bugs that will bite you even if you have the stuff on.
Trust me, I have scars now on my legs. Mind you, those bug bites, they haven't been like 3 days for me.
We learn lots. And our characters, like Ronan was saying, have been able to develop much more thoroughly. And a lot of us were caught in our characters as we headed to the games of things like Larp Limbo and the funny trickeries that happen during the night.
Don't mind me, I'm a loud dwarf running to the woods.
Don't know what you speak of, then. Loud.
Oh yeah.
Not straight in the neck.
Oh yeah. Hear me.
But as new role players roll in, the pauses are definitely seen where there's a cliff of inexperience, not knowing where to go from there. And as a community of role players, we help each other out in getting past those dark times of not being able to fully involve yourself in that character. It's not something that happens right off the bat for most people. But it has been a life-altering change in the Inland Waters Colony and the games in Wisconsin as a whole. We have a lot of colonies in Wisconsin now, and we're also experiencing some growth pains of scheduling events properly between each other, which we communicate quite well, but we have to spread out so that they're exactly a month apart, so people have enough time to build their guard and build their lore and do that kind of stuff,
And money.
and the financial part for the colonies themselves and the players. So we're trying to work better as a region now with all these colonies to space out our games appropriately and then try to work with the other LARP groups that are not in LARPcraft so that others can also join us from other systems. It is not without challenge. It has definitely proven to be difficult, but we are really trying to work between all of the game community in our region.
I'd like to bring up a question that was recently posted on the LarpCraft scroll.
What is that?
Nowhere in LarpCraft does it say how much it is to play. And I'd like to take a stab at that. LarpCraft does not charge you to play. It charges only a very small fee to submit your experience for the tracking system. Each event that you go to that has a different elder, or if you go to the same place, the same elders or the same promoters that are promoting that event, they are in charge of setting the price for that event.
And their fee will be dictated by how long it goes, how much props have to be brought in,
If they have to serve food,
fee rental for the actual location, porta-johns, all those types of things, all come into a factor with how much each player pays to experience that game.
but again, it is not a LarpCraft fee. To set up a profile on LarpCraft is completely free. The only time you're charged is when you attend an event. And it is up to the event promoters and the elders of that particular event that you're attending on how much is actually charged to play at that event.
We get a lot of requests for realms and games throughout the world and lots in the United States. Where can I go to LARP? The age-old question. Well, the LARPcraft there are maps showing what colonies are hosting what games at what time. There are calendars and Facebook pages and other social media sites there to help you find the games in your area. If there's nothing listed, create a game in your area or find someone who does.
And that game may not have a price. Maybe your very backyard and you and your friends running around like idiots and people with a weapon. How I got my start. Loved it ever since.
And in the inland water, Bucky, man, is not here, and I are trying to make weekly sessions twice a week in the inland water. Go to a park, get a couple people together, a couple hours, even an hour or two, we get together and attack together. Pretty easy.
So what we're saying is if you go to a simple battle practice, the entry fee may be nothing. It may be a simple $1 bill, only to help the elder or the promoter submit that to the LarpCraft system so you start getting experience to spend on your character. If you go to the regional event, yes, the price may be higher because there will be food provided. There are all the props that we have to bring in to help pay for the rental fees and things along those lines. So, again, as I've said twice already, and I don't know why I keep repeating myself, because the question keeps getting asked a lot. The only time you're charged is when you go to an event, and the amount that you're charged is dependent upon how much the elders of that event or the promoters of that event, aka colony, correct, have decided to charge for that particular event. Very good. We have a moving along, yes. All right. That's very much. We have a prop being brought to you this evening that is confrontational to some. You may have heard it. You may have seen it. Those of you who have used it will likely comment on this video because it's being used. That prop is a hookah. Hookahs are not used in-game for smoking illegal substances. Many of the hookahs that we have actually, if someone brings in that, they won't even be allowed to use the substance if the elder can't check it or even suspects. If there's any doubt, they will not be able to use it. This is, however, a valuable community prop for certain circumstances of roleplay. And we found it to be beneficial to the game if it's managed correctly. So things like tobacco pipes, hookahs, peace pipes, long pipes are all social gathering tools used in roleplay if they're used properly. Some locations, some colonies, and some elders will not allow such substances because either they're not comfortable with it or they're not allowed to have it on that site. So check with your colony elders before you even attempt to bring such items and props.
Also, if I might like to add, remember that people under the minors are not allowed to smoke such products since they are technically tobacco products.
And there are any tobacco-free products that we may be able to offer, but
agreed.
It's a gray zone. Don't really know if you want to touch it.
We don't want to touch it. We probably don't want to touch it. That's not all. Even with a stick. A long stick.
I would not touch that with a.
Or a didgeridoo even.
But I'd like to point out that the elders, if you do end up running these, if you run a hookah, peace pipe, anything, make sure that the people smoking it are of age. Because if they are not, you will be fined if found out. And in our realms and our LarpCraft system, if you are found to be either smoking a pipe while on underage or drinking while I'm underage, you will be kicked out.
So you'll felony. So, and you'll probably get kicked out of the location, and you'll probably get a fine, if not jail time. It's a very serious thing, and LarpCraft has a lot of strict rules on it because it is a major.
So it goes a lot like with drinking, alcohol at events.
Yeah.
Alcohol may be allowed at events. You're definitely going to need your identification to make sure that you are able to drink. If not, you won't. Also, I'd like to reiterate, if you have been drinking, one drop touches your lips,
Or multiple in our tendency.
I will break you. You will instantly be yellow banded. This is to prevent you from being injured.
And
This
others.
is to prevent you from injuring others.
The question is, your yellow sash. You do not have.
I'm sorry, did you just say yellow sash?
Yes,
he
he did. He
Very
did.
good.
Is not the
Yellow
term.
bandit.
Yellow bandit.
Yellow bandit. Sorry, yellow bandit.
I give a lot of sash.
What?
None of that.
Oh.
I'm about to push the mage out of this school. You'll enjoy this.
Can there not be at least
Too bad he has
shenanigans and
spell
strength
up.
pulled through the night? On combat one.
I'm sorry, I was arguing with the mage.
Repeat that.
Repeat it.
Repeat yourself.
I said, can there not be at least some still activity, role play, and or drunken shenanigans?
Oh, absolutely. We encourage you to stay in character and role play. However, you will not be allowed to participate in combat or anything that may involve weapons or things along lines of that.
But it does not stop you from doing limbo.
Of course not.
But there is a weapon involved with holding it and then going
It is not a weapon. It is called the limbo stick.
You can't be going around and
the
actually
mage's
fighting
staff.
and swinging weapons and attempting to fight while even having a sip of alcohol.
But enough.
Wait. Not enough.
Not enough.
One more thing.
More.
If you are
Drunken Limbo! Wait.
Sorry, you.
if you are becoming intoxicated, you may be cut off. Elders will also watch for that, as will other players. If other players suspect you have had your fill,
Or a little too much.
where you are a danger to yourself or others, you will not be allowed to drink any further. It is for the safety of it's for your safety and the safety of everybody else. That doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun, but if the situation turns bad, and with alcohol, it can turn bad quick, you'll be cut off, or you could even be expelled from the game.
Fun for no one.
No one.
You want everyone to have fun, but you want everyone to be safe.
Not,
too.
not to mention, the entrance fee may be non-refundable.
I was about to say,
Will be
I was about to say,
Is non-refundable. Don't be casting those spells on me, mate.
We bring up a little frog.
How about a big frog?
No, a little one.
Damn.
We bring up these things because we want you to have a good time and use the product and props responsibly. Moving along.
On to our next embarrassing moment.
we have another one.
What's the next topic?
There are many.
Ronan, dancing.
No.
Here!
No.
Didgeridoo.
What?
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo.
What's yours?
The music moves me.
You didn't say didgeridoo.
Uh-oh.
So didgeridoo it up.
No. Not enough music.
Dear.
I don't see people throwing money at me, so I'm not doing it.
Well, if that's the case,
Quick, hold that. Quick. Throw gold coin. Throw money.
As long as fly in front of this guy.
As tempting as it is, I must refuse. This is
take
for the enjoyment of all of you,
Do you take
not just some of
plastic?
you. Yes.
we're all for the battle.
Don't ask me how I swipe it.
You got mine from the two
You can
pomegranates.
only get. You get your own.
Yes, that's the way it happens.
That is not very paladin-like pomegranate, thank you.
paladin like? You know nothing of my
I
character.
really don't.
I don't think anyone really knows. Nor does anyone really care.
Enough! On to our next subject. Armor is getting a respec. Yes, it is. It'll finally be
Ogren.
You get your
His name is Pomegranate.
ogre.
Shut up.
pomegranate. Armor is going to be a lot easier to understand. It is also being written into the rulebook as a global count, but local hits. Let's explain that, because that can be very confusing to a lot of people.
Does sound very.
I, wearing leather armor, will have 5. But I can only be hit and call armor if I'm wearing braces.
No.
Bad example.
Yes.
I have had too much.
Very bad example.
Drink and be merry, but don't talk.
Drink and be merry, pomegranate. Not pomegranate. Now you are merry.
Enough! Let us explain
Merry,
our new
explain that.
armor system. In order for you to call armor, you must get hit in the armor itself. So if he has light armor and
Leather.
he has 5 hit points, if I hit him in the arm, he can't call armor with a local hit point system. Because there is no armor covering the arm. So the more armor you have on protecting your body parts, the more likely you will be able to call armor. Away, devil dog.
That's an insult.
Well, that is not a
Good
proper.
armor call.
Watch your
Bad
speech there,
armor
sir.
call.
Now, global armor. If I am wearing a chest piece that covers your back as well, I can be hit here 5 times because this is light armor. This is leather armor. If I am hit 5 times in the chest or the back, anywhere that armor is covering me, I can call armor up to 5 times. It's not 5 for a bracer, 5 for a cauldron, 5, it's not that one. No. You simply have 5. If I only wear the chest and the back covering my torso, it is only 5 armor. If I am hit in the arm and I have no armor covering my arm is gone. It is destroyed. If I'm wearing a bracer, but I'm not wearing pauldrons, and I get hit in the shoulder, my arm is destroyed. You have to be hit in the armor to actually call armor. This is what is known as the global armor local hit point system. Light armor will give you 5 armor points. Medium armor, which is chainmail. Enough! Medium armor. Flexible metal armor, brigantine, chainmail will give you 10 armor points. Heavy armor, full plate mail will give you 15 hit points. Armor points. 15 armor points. Armor, I stand corrected. Points.
Armor of points.
Points of armor.
Points. Nobody else should speak now. I
You will
choose only.
still be able to do your magical armors, and the magical armors will be global because it's casting an effect over the entire body. That would be considered a buff.
Holy aura.
What are you
On
gonna
to
do about
holy aura.
achievements? What are you going to do about achievements?
Warriors are going to like this.
Very good example.
In order to wear a specific item, even though our armor system is more simplistic, there's going to be an achievement for each zone that armor can be worn. So you're going to see a substantial increase in the amount of achievements one would get to wear the armor proficiency for a said area of the body. Whereas before it was arm, shoulder, chest, or torso. Now we're going to break it down more, even if you have gauntlets on. Gauntlets would be an achievement.
And what does that do for the players?
It makes them happy.
It
Because
makes
then they can level up faster
or achieve higher levels.
which is a problem currently with some of these fighter classes. They can't level up appropriately to get to where they want to go. So we're fixing it with this system. Where does this take us back?
I do not run the website called LarpCraft.
You don't?
I do not. I am simply a writer.
I think our Kevin does that, doesn't he?
I believe he does,
I think
but only on his free time.
That's a January 1, 2014.
You heard it here.
You heard it right here, right now.
The very first.
At the time of this recording, which was late summer 2013.
After we've all been drinking
A little bit.
Heavily.
Well, not all.
Most.
Except for Bucky.
Bucky, because he is 18 and he's not to take.
Because it is illegal and you should not drink underage.
We already did that.
We've already discussed.
That's okay. He's not. But he's
Out
not.
of his mind on life.
on LARP.
Good save.
He's out of his mind
On LARP.
on LARP.
LARP is a dangerous subject, and chapter 23 will cover.
And heavily edited.
Perhaps not.
I don't think it has.
Let's
Hey.
let it go and see what happens.
This will
We've
be
never
the-
seen so many hits on YouTube. What is the two of you?
You are the two of you.
So,
That sounds like a bunch of yaks in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Two of you.
You're two of you.
Isn't there actually an animal called a goose?
yes,
I hate to see a double them.
I would hate to do it.
I hate to
But
see
they
it too.
sound like our tenant.
Hey,
Ah,
you'd like to see a bunch of sheep?
He is wearing sheepskin right now.
That's not what. Never mind.
he's going from Scotsman having sex with sheep.
Moving along.
Please.
That's all.
We have encountered a problem at the Woodlands of Esther with the in and out of game areas being your sleeping dwellings. Technically, that is out of game because you can't raid into somebody's tent. I would anticipate unless it was completely full immersion, where the inside of the tent is completely immersive.
I would say that this would go beyond the Woodlands of Esther to any colony or battleground or event
Beyond,
that would have overnight games.
correct.
The great.
The great beyond.
The great beyond.
Oh,
Great beyond. The great.
they come up with
Great.
a solution for relics, coins, lootable items going into tents at night where they cannot be raided. That's a problem when your game never ends throughout the 3-day period. Or doesn't end.
I was about to say it will end
It will
eventually.
end, yes. But throughout those days, they will not. The idea here at the time of this portal recording, portal showing,
Portal,
Image.
image.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Us.
whatever.
Okay.
This thing that we're doing right now.
Silence! Continue.
We have a chest that is placed in front of your dwelling, your sleeping quarters, where you must place your lootable items, relics, anything that can be taken off of your person during a game or during a battle must also be in that box, which can have achievements to lock, trap, and poison them, but they can be unlocked and things can be stolen with various classes. Certain
Cough,
classes
cough, road, cough, cough.
But as far as I
would then
know,
be guards.
they can only be unlocked with people with the ability to unlock, as in like pickpocket, thief kit abilities.
At the time of this recording, it hasn't been voted on yet, so I can't say for sure how it's going to end up.
That's true.
But
It's
we
going
want
to be
to let the people you know
there's
that there is the idea in place, and we are currently going to be play testing it to check its feasibility in the realm.
and in the system.
People are going to lose a lot of sleep over this.
Or keep watch appropriately, or just one person that's up all the time.
And you should still be okay.
I vote pomegranate.
I have a simple solution to this.
Your solutions are never simple.
No, this was simple.
What?
They open up the chest, you make sure some sort of like thing makes a noise.
You did not read the scroll. That is in there. When he says thing,
I'm either going to say bells or pre-recorded
that's
message.
not at all yet. The pre-recorded message. How are you going? Do you have a certain stone that you can talk into?
Yes. Pre-recording.
It's called a cassette.
What is a cassette tape, pomegranate?
Pomegranate, you need to stop drinking the ale.
Or maybe you need.
No, I am not drinking enough.
Silence! Continue.
So they would solve the problem of carrying out of game the in-game lootable items.
No.
That's not right.
Hiding lootable or quest items or coins in your tents, which are considered out of game.
Yeah.
Certain objectives impossible.
All right. So that solves a lot of problems that we are going to
Hellhound, kill!
Be gone.
encounter there.
Gone.
Go back to the sap.
I believe that pretty much covers much of what we wanted to talk about.
It is.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Now begins the drunken debauchery.
Here, here.
The mockery of drunkenness!
Yeah.
I don't know who's rubbing my head, but I'm enjoying it.
You wouldn't be new.
There, Ronan. This has been a large outdoor tavern talk, and I've been groped.
I'm like it.
I'm Ronan. I'm your tenant.
I'm Orton. I'm Rorian. I'm Bucky.
I'm Tyler.
I'm over it.
And we'll see you on the field.
I got rope.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
I'll be the little thing. Make a little love. Get down.
We're
Can I
putting
take
that
this
in there,
thing
right?
No, we're not.
Yes, that better be it.